Emily Wale-Koya is an infectious transformational speaker, new media consultant, and certified personal brand strategist. She's an entrepreneur with over 19 years of experience. Her first digital product, an audio recording, gave her 6 figures within 2 weeks. Today, she's the proud founder of the School of Personal Branding, an online academy where she sells e-products on business, marketing, personal development, and personal branding. Join Emily Wale-Koya as she walks us through her strategies on how to position your business to stand out in a saturated market.
Okay, so we've heard all the amazing things about you, but can you just tell us a bit more about yourself, what you do?
Okay, so all the things you've heard, I'm just going to add to it. I am a business coach with specialty in branding, personal branding, and of course, sales systems. We're talking about funnels, digital funnels and all of that. What can make your business to sell more, attract more customers, and then convert them or retain them. I am also a mom. I'm a mom of 4. I currently have a 1-year-old. She wasn't supposed to be in the picture, but she came into the picture by force. So I'm a mom of 4. And of course, running a business online is not easy, but with the right systems, I've been able to do this, and I continue to do this, and I continue to show other people how to do this. So basically, I help business owners, including personal brands, coaches, and people who do traditional businesses in terms of you run a fashion store or you sell grocery or something like that. What I do is help them to build brands that can outlast them, outlive them, brands that go global, okay? Not just run a business, but build a brand, because brands are the things that make the world go round, not just you running a business, okay? So I think in a nutshell, that's what I do. I coach, I consult, I speak, I train around these same things that I've talked about: branding, personal branding, marketing, sales systems, and all of that. I think that's good enough. And I sing.
I sing too.
I sing. Oh, really? Okay.
You know what? It is so amazing, all the things that you do. I can totally relate to just wanting to express yourself to create impact. And I love what you said about helping people build lasting brands that are globally relevant, because that's what this conference is all about. So I feel like that's right now.
Great.
Okay, Emily. So, your topic today is positioning your brand to stand out in a saturated market. And I think my first question would be, what's the difference between business and brand? Because we tend to use those 2 words interchangeably.
Yeah. Okay. So a business would be what you do every day to make money, right? A business would be you solving problems and creating solutions that you can exchange for people's money. So people are going to give you their money because you have created a solution for them that you have put in a product. A product could be a service as well. Okay. So that's like a quick description or definition of what a business is, or explanation. A brand, on the other hand, is different. A business does not have to have a brand, okay? But a brand should have a business. A brand, on the other hand, is how you make people feel. A brand, on the other hand, is the experience that people have when they encounter you, when they take your product. Okay, so if you take a Coca-Cola bottle or a Coke or a bottle of Coca-Cola and you drink it, that feeling, in fact, before you even drink it, the fact that you are like Coca-Cola, the thought that comes when you think about Coca-Cola, it's going to be refreshing, it's a Coke you want, it's going to quench your thirst. All of that is what makes a brand. All of that is what makes a brand. It's not necessarily the business. The business is you, the people giving you money, because if you're in business, you have to make profit, you have to sell. A brand is what makes a business to be lasting. You leave a legacy with a brand, whether it's a personal brand or a product or company brand, whether you're Oprah Winfrey or you're Emily Wale-Koya or you're Kievamsa, or you have a product-based business or a company. So those 2 things are not the same. Yes, we use them interchangeably. I, for one, uses those 2 words interchangeably because I want people to not take their brand out of their business or take their business out of their brand. I want them to see, to use them to know that I'm running a business, but I'm also building a brand, because when your competition comes, when anybody comes on the table, your brand is what lasts. Your brand is what's going to get you seen, heard, and paid, not really your business. Okay, it's your brand. People are going to give you their money even when you increase price because of your brand, because of the feeling they have when they think about your brand, because of the feeling they have, the satisfaction or the non-satisfaction, because it could be both ways. They could not give you their money if they're not satisfied. If they've heard something terrible about what you do, about your brand, then of course they're not going to give you your money. So it's not just all about positivity. It could bring negativity, but you don't want to bring negativity. You want to ensure that you have a lasting brand. For example, I recently bought some body products, and I won't tell you how much I paid, but this is the first time in my life that I brought out so much money to pay for body products. I've been doing that, but I paid more, maybe because of the dollar exchange rates and all of that, But this company, I didn't think twice because I've known them for a bit. I see them on social media, Instagram especially, from their name to their colors to how they make you feel. When you go to their page, you see that they know what they are doing. They give me that vibe that we know what we're doing. We're not like every other business or every other brand. We are different. We are separate. Their packaging, everything. Truly, this was the first company that delivered products to me using DHL. When the delivery man called me, I was expecting to see a motorcycle, which is normal. But when I got out, I saw the DHL yellow van, big boss, that van, the DHL man, and it came with one electronic kinikon for us. And I was like, oh my God, wow. It felt like I was in the US. This is what branding is about. You have to go the extra mile. You have to leave a lasting impression, on your customers. And that's the difference. So business, you do business, you sell products, you solve problems, you just go about it anyhow, no problem. We want to make money. But branding, it's beyond money. It's about keeping customers. It's about keeping customers, about growing them. It's about keeping them for life. It's about a customer passing on your brand to their children. Because of you, because of your brand, a customer's child or children, family would come and do business with you because of your brand. So those are two different things. Yes, those are two. Yeah, but we use them interchangeably and they're about the same thing, but they're not really the same thing. A brand has to stand out. A brand definitely will have a logo. A business can run without a logo. You can't have a brand without having a logo. I'm not saying the logo is what sells your brand, but that's your brand identity, or that's part of your brand identity. Like Apple, we know the logo. Amazon, we know the logo. Google, we know the logo. McDonald's, we know the logo. Burger King, we know the logo of all of these organizations because that's their identity. Somebody can see an Apple logo on a Samsung phone and still tell you this is an Apple phone because of that logo. Meanwhile, it's a Samsung phone. So that's your brand identity, and those things matter. I don't know if that helped.
Yeah, it really does. It really, really does. Apparently, it's impossible to talk about standing out, your business standing out in the saturated market without talking about branding. So you already took the conversation there. Like, it's like you said, leaving a lasting impression, going the extra mile. And the first thing you had said when I asked this question is the fact that you can have a business without having a brand. And it appears that many people are running businesses, but they're not really thinking about the branding perspective. Or maybe they've heard about branding, but they really don't know how to do it right. So I want us to talk about branding a little bit more. Does this imply that once I have a logo, I have lovely colors, my brand will instantly stand out from the lot? Is that what this means?
And no, that's not what it means. Your brand, and I'm sure we've heard this line several times, your brand is not a logo. Your brand is not a color palette. Your brand is not your name. Okay, those are part of the branding process. We have to do those things to create a brand, but that's not, your brand is a promise. Your brand is how you make people feel. Okay, your brand is how you make the thoughts people have about you when they think of you. When you think Apple, there's a thought that is deposited in your mind. And over time, Apple has been able to, create this atmosphere or this brand or this feeling or this experience. That if the Apple says, oh, we're releasing Apple 20 or something, people are already planning to buy it. People are queuing up to buy it because they haven't seen the phone. They have never touched the phone. They don't even know what Apple is talking about. This could be the one time that Apple fails by releasing this particular Apple 20. But people don't know that. People are like, it's Apple. It's the feeling. It's the thought we have about Apple. We know it's going to be a good product. We've used an Apple phone before, or we know a friend that has used an Apple phone before. So we know it's going to be a good product. You understand? So your brand is not your logo. You have to put those things together to create a super brand, all right? Because they're your brand identity. We want to know that, oh, when we say yellow, oh, it's Emily. Oh, it's Emily. When we say blue, oh, we know it's Google. You know, of course, Google has a mixture of colors. But those things are not, they're not your brand, all right? Your brand is how you make people feel, what people think about you when they think about you. Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. This is our room, for example. I'm talking about Apple. I don't know Steve Jobs. I don't know what's the other guy's name. I don't know any of these guys. You don't know them. I probably will never meet them, but I'm talking about Apple. They're not here. And I'm saying great things about Apple. That's the kind of brand that you want to build. It's not the logo. That's the kind of brand. The Apple logo stands out so well because there's a beating part of the apple. So that's also branding. You wanting to stand out, okay? You wanting to stand out. Now, there's a way I like to describe how to even create or start a brand. And I always say it this way, I don't care what you sell. I don't care if it's the product that you create with your own hand or you import it. I don't care if you import it from Turkey. A brand can be built around anything. A brand can be built around anything. Because a brand is not the product per se. A brand is the feeling, is the thought, is the experience, is the joy that somebody has when they interact with you. So even if you import products, you know, you create a brand. How do you start to create a brand? You have to start with the idea. What is the idea that I'm bringing into the market? Is it innovative? Is it a good idea? Does it have a market? Will people pay me for this? Does it solve a real mega painful problem? You know, and then once you're clear about that, the next thing you come up with a name. A lot of people run businesses on social media. They don't even bother about their name. I've seen people's name on social media with something 24. You are not forever 24. That's a full branded name. I see you people have that and then they put their birthday name or numbers inside with a dash with all of that. No, you have to. The company that I bought this product from, Body Organics, I have to mention their name. They are not in the room. This is a brand. They are not in the room where I'm talking about them. And I'm saying, I was looking at my face when I was screaming this morning, you know, and I was like, oh, I think my face is getting clear. These guys actually live up to what they say they do. Incredible organization. The very first day I stumbled on them on Instagram. It's been years. I've never bought a thing from them. But the day that I decided to buy, last 2 weeks, I went ahead and I bought from them. And I paid heavily. I paid heavily. So this is what we call, I don't even know their logo. I don't know their colors. Because that's not the brand. Those things are needed because we have to create a brand identity. You know, we have to look a particular way. We need our customers to identify us when they see us. But those things are not the main thing. Yeah, they're not the main thing.
You know, I love what you said about delivering on your promise. I've been taking notes because you're just like spilling gems. Two things that I've also written down here is when I'm thoughtful about how I deliver my product or how I deliver my service, it improves my branding. And branding also requires for me to be consistent, not just in how I deliver my promise, but even in the elements, you know, the logo, the colors, the font, and all of that.
Yes.
So this leads me to my next question, Emily. At what stage of my business should I consider branding?
From the beginning.
Because Emily, like, it's easy for you to be saying branding, but I need to make money. Like, how can I be thinking about branding when there's no money in my account yet, right? Is it not like easier said than done? You know?
So you consider branding from the beginning, like I said. A lot of people have gone ahead without building a brand because they probably didn't know any better. I'm not going to ever start a business without building a brand, without putting a brand together. I would never do that. And let me tell you, branding is not expensive like we think. You can either start it with a low budget. The first thing that I need for everybody to understand when it comes to branding is you have to carry the mindset of a brand. There's a mindset. You have to first of all agree and decide that I am building a brand. What is a brand in the first place? It's how you look. It's what you're talking about, what you're bringing into the market. You know, it's not necessarily, you don't have to go and spend millions I'm not talking about packaging now if you do physical products. I'm talking about packaging. Branding is not, packaging is part of branding, but that's not the main thing or the only thing. It's about, first of all, how do I look? How do I create a particular look so that I can come across as somebody that is serious? I sell clothes, for example. I don't just want to begin to Even people on Instagram, if you see the way some people's feed look, is that expensive to do? How much does it require? Just have your colors in the right place. Have a great name. Have the right bio, a summary of what you do. Have sense to do what you do. Do things well. Branding is you being excellent. Branding is you being excellent. Let's even just start from there. Because the people that usually complain about money are the people that are not ready to do things well. If you are someone that does things well, you will know that branding be thinking, I don't have £1,000,000 to create my brand. When you create a brand, it helps you sell more. When you create a brand, for example, I am a personal brand. I have a personal brand. My brand name is Emily Speaks Life or Emily Wale-Koya. Because I'm a personal brand and because I've taken the time to create a brand for the last 4 years, it was easy for me to raise my coaching fee from $2,500 to $14,000, and I landed my first client within the same month. It's because of branding. It's not because of anything. I'm an expert, but there are other experts that are like me. I show up on social media. There are people that show up on social media even more than I do. But because of the brand, people have sent people my way. You say, you need to work with Emily. Because they're talking about me in the room. I'm not there. I am not there. And so when they come to me and they hear it's 14K, it's a lot of money, especially when you calculate it in Naira, but people are able to give me that because of the power of my brand. What is my brand? It is trusted. It is known. It looks a certain way. There's a promise that when you work with Emily, her energy will catch you, her fire will catch you, her confidence will rub off on you. That is my brand promise. That is my brand. Did I mention logo here? Did I mention anything? No. So let it first of all be that you carry the mindset of a brand. Before you start any business, for example, I'm thinking of launching my own merchandise. We call them March, right? Yeah. I'm thinking of launching my own merchandise. I was talking to a friend of mine who does drop shipping, Alibaba and all of that, and we're talking. I am not going to start that merchandise and just throw a cup out there, throw a mug out there and say buy. No, I'm not going to do that. This thing I have to create a brand identity. I have to look a certain way. I have to put a logo to this thing. I have to create the concept for this thing. Why am I creating a match? What is behind me creating a match? And I'll tell you, I want to inspire people to speak life because that's what my brand is about. I want people to carry my mug and speak life. They'll see speak life on there. And then whenever they are down, they can open their mouth and declare some powerful things over their life. Let them speak life. So this is how you create a brand. You have to start a movement. You have to think of how am I going to be influential? Because if I just start another march or merchandise, another mug, another shirt, what is the big deal? There's a company that I know on Instagram. It's called Mess. Okay, Mess started a shirt company. Okay, a shirt brand. You're wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a top. It's not the first time that we can buy it from anywhere. We can buy it even from Balogo Market. For those of us that are Nigerians, we can buy it on the streets. But the company called Mess didn't just take a shirt and just put it out there. It didn't make any sense. The lady has done 7 figures in a single year. The lady has gone global. You know why? She was able to find the problem. When all this Black Lives Matter thing started, she started to create a shirt. And on the shirt, she would have powerful write-ups, not the normal Jesus is Lord. We already know Jesus is Lord. We're not arguing about that. We want you to tell us when Jesus is Lord, what does it do for me? When Jesus saves you as a Christian, what is the effect? What is the after effect of being saved? You don't want to just create Jesus as Lord. We've seen that over and over and over. It's not going to make any difference. A brand has to make a difference. A brand has to make a huge difference. So you're thinking, how can I take I saw a company on Instagram. I'm always looking out for brands and I enjoy it. I saw a company on Instagram 2 days ago that somebody posted. They sell like you walk into a shop, you walk into a shop and you buy beans and buy rice. They create grocery bags, 9K minimum, and then they with non-perishable goods. They put custard, they put what's that one called, golden morn, they put beans, they put rice. It's a 9K bag, and then they sell it to the poor people. And guess what? They now have international support. They now have grants. They now have these things. And I was looking at them online, grow Getty or grow Jetty. And I was like, wow, this is innovative. That's how you create a brand. You have to be innovating. How can I take an ordinary thing and make it extraordinary? How can I take a mundane thing? How can I take an everyday thing and turn it around so that I can get attention? If you're not getting attention, that's what your brand is about. That's why you're even creating a logo. That's why you're putting your colors together, because you want to get attention. You want people to stop and stare. You don't want another normal thing. That's why you're putting all the brand identity and all the elements together. And I hope that helps somebody. I really hope.
It does help. Like Emily, I can feel your passion. And of all the many things you said, there's one thing you said that stood out to me that I want to emphasize for everybody in the room today, and it's excellence.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have a recurring, or what's the word now? There's a prevalent issue, especially with African brands, where we think it's
Yeah.
okay to just do
Yeah.
stuff, do it anyhow.
Yeah.
It's even okay when someone is doing something it's not excellent and they know they're trying
Mm.
to work on it.
Yeah.
But when you do not even realize that
Yeah.
your brand is not excellent, that's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
that's why I said, sorry, Kip. That's why
Mm,
I specifically said you have to the first step to creating a brand is your mindset. You have to have the mindset of a brand. You have to
mhm,
think like a brand,
yes,
act like a business. We're here to make money, we're here to do all of that, but act like a brand. Okay? Yeah, no, I beg your pardon. Act like a business, think like a brand. Act
think
like a
like a
business,
brand.
think like a brand. Think
Mm,
like a brand. Act like a business, think like a brand. Make
yeah,
money, get people to pay you and all of that, but think like a brand. How do I look? Who am I? What are people saying about me? And this is not for everybody. Sorry to say, it is not for everybody. So if this pisses anybody off, they should be pissed off to think I want to be part of this group that is for everybody. I don't want to
yeah,
not be for everybody. Yes, I don't want to be in that category. This is for 1% of entrepreneurs in Africa. The 99%, they can continue to do what they're doing. If this pisses anybody off, like I said again, let them find a way to join the 1%. Let them find, because it's not easy. Building a brand and having a business that stands out is not a walk in the park. Entrepreneurship itself is not a walk in the park. So there's no sugarcoating anything here. It is tough. Some of us have been solopreneurs for like 15 years. It is tough. And we live in Africa. We don't have grants. Everything we do is with our own money. So it is tough. We don't have business. We don't have government giving us. We don't have business cards. I see people in America on social media. They have credit cards for their business. I'm like, if on our own better. We don't have those things in Nigeria. We don't have those things. So there's no sugarcoating it that is nice. If this is not for you, then please just go do something else. But if you want to do this, if you want to build a brand and have a business that stands out, then you have to create a brand. You have to think like a brand owner. You have to find a way. But like I said, it is first your mindset. Even when you don't have, let me even go down. Even when you don't have the money for brand identity, you don't have the money to create a logo. I'm telling you that you have to begin to talk like a brand. You have to, the idea you come up with itself, it's a brand. That is where it starts from. The idea. What am I bringing into the market? Does it make sense? Am I bringing another hair company to come and sell, what do they call it, bone straight? Is that what I'm doing? Or I'm going to start a brand where we sell hair to people that have hair loss. Even just that shift,
that little,
just that shift,
yeah,
just that shift is already you starting your own brand. Just that I'm not going to sell hair, normal hair extensions. I'm going to sell hair for people with hair loss. That is the idea for the brand. It's the same hair we're selling, but now we are saying it is for people with hair loss. That is innovative. That is something that can land you an interview on CNN. And we need to start thinking like that as African entrepreneurs. We
yeah,
have to.
yeah,
We have to. When
yeah.
it's not beyond us. The reason why we feel it's beyond us is because we don't think global. We don't. I sell my 14K package and I sell it to foreigners. Everyone that has come, I have 3 clients that have landed in this month. They all live abroad. I live in Nigeria. I have 4 children. I live in Nigeria. I have no business charging $14,000. I have no business in Nigeria because that's 7 million naira, depending on the exchange rate. So, but why am I doing that? And funny enough, I'm now beginning to attract foreigners somehow because my mindset has shifted. Even when I interact with people on social media, I'm looking for Igbo people. I'm looking for foreigners to interact with. I'm telling you, yesterday I dropped a message for someone. I want to switch my email service provider. I use MailerLite. I want to switch it to Flowdesk. I just stumbled on them last week and all that. So I called my guy. I said, I want to move to Flowdesk. He said, oh yeah, it's good. So yesterday I went on Instagram and I saw the Flowdesk Instagram page. I saw somebody that follows them and I tapped on it and I checked her out. She teaches people how to use Flowdesk and I dropped her a message. I liked her post. And then I noticed she came back and liked my own post, and then she followed me. And then when she followed me, she dropped a comment on my video as well. And then I responded. I said, hey, Amanda Stores, that's her name. See, I remember her name. And so I said, oh, hi, thanks for your message. I'm even thinking of switching to Flowdesk, but I'm not too sure yet. And immediately she sends me a DM and tells me she can get on a Zoom call with me tonight at 8 p.m. She lives in Australia or something. And then we can talk about this thing, and I'm like, but I noticed that people now also follow me because they are probably seeing my comments, seeing my interactions, on their colleagues' pages, which are all foreigners. We have to start thinking global. How can I ship my knowledge? Your knowledge is not, your brand is not local. Your brand is universal. Your brand is universal. I mean, even if it's only Nigerians that can buy your brand, there are Nigerians that live abroad that will buy into your brand. That makes it universal. So we need to start to think like that. Global, wide, worldwide. And that's why I will always say for us in Africa, it is first of all the mindset. You have to shift it's the mindset. You have to shift from poverty mindset, poverty thinking, because it's poverty thinking that can tell you that branding is expensive. I'm sorry, it is not expensive. Branding is you being excellent. That's the bottom line. I think this is what we should put out. Branding is about you being excellent, thinking excellent, and all of, because excellence will go even to your brand name. You will not just come out and show up like a caricature. You will take the time to develop yourself. You will take the time to develop your idea. You will take the time to develop your marketing because you are an excellent person. You are an excellent person. You want things done right. You want to leave a mark.
Yes, Emily. Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm shouting, right?
Yeah, please make it louder. Please make it louder. I love everything you said because today the conference started with a speech where the title was called to serve, and everything everybody is saying today is just in alignment.
Wow.
You guys, we need to listen. What you have on your inside, what you carry, is not just for your family or your church members or your community people. It's for the world. And we need to move from thinking local to thinking global.
Yeah.
As you know, like Emily just said, there's a lot of work.
We have to think global. We have to think global. Next year, I'm carrying myself like this, and I'm doing an Emily Speaks Live conference in London. I don't know anybody in London. I have not been to London before. But because I'm building a global brand, if you've seen my post, you see I put world most sought after speaker and coach. It's not just by saying it. I mean it. And everything that I need to do to make sure I can't be world most sought after speaker and coach, and I've never spoken in different countries. So instead of waiting for people to invite me, I'm going to carry myself there. I'm going to wow them. I'm going to leave them sleepless, and then they're going to come looking for me. And this is how you think as a brand. How do I spread my tentacles? How do I spread my wings? How do I spread? And we are on social media. One video can give you that breakthrough. So we have to embrace this thing with all our heart, that I'm doing this. I am doing this. No matter what, I'm doing this. I'm going to stand out.
So good. So good. You know what, Emily, because of time, I'm going to take a question that someone had sent in. We actually have like less than 5 minutes for this session. But I want to say something to everybody. My next question to you, from me, from my heart, would have been you telling us strategies that we can take to stand out. But I think you've said it all. You've spoken about the brand element, you've spoken about name, you've spoken about having the right handle, even. You've spoken about having the right bio. You've spoken about delivering on your promise. You've spoken about consistency and thoughtfulness and service, thinking about the customer. And most of all, you said the most important thing, which is the mindset. And before I ask this question, I want to say something to everybody here. Sometimes you don't know that your mindset is wrong, but one thing you can do is to start exposing yourself to the right things. Right now, go on Instagram, follow Emily. Look at people who are doing well in your space on a global level, not just in Nigeria. Follow them and look at what they do. Exposure can heal your mindset.
No, Kev, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. When I started my coaching business, I didn't have any money to do stuff. I didn't have money to pay for coaching. I didn't have money to pay for certification or training. I didn't have money to do anything. I didn't have money to put on my website, But like you said, I exposed myself. I would look at Tony Robbins and I'm like, do you know that I save a lot of, Instagram has that save feature, right? I save a lot of posts that appeal to me. I save a lot of posts that appeal. Tony Robbins is doing Unleash the Giant Within 2022 and it's virtual. I'm saving every video that is sponsored that I stumble on. You know why? Because I see myself doing the same thing. Even if I'm starting on a small scale, in the next 10 years, give me 10 years. Give me 10, less than that. You see, I'm thinking 10 years. This is how you think as a brand. You don't just think about 1 year, am I going to put money in my pocket? You think, I'm thinking 10 years. I'm going to be 40 next year. So I'm going to be 50 in 10 years or thereabout. And this is, I'm projecting. So you have to expose yourself to this. I go to Tony Robbins' website and I look at how he structured this thing he's doing. Okay, let me go and arrange my own. Emily Speaks Live virtual too. Let's do our own. Let's do our own. And by the time you keep doing this, before you know it, you master it. It becomes like second skin. It becomes like your default nature. Do you understand? So we have to expose, and I like what you said. Even if you cannot afford a coach, you cannot afford. I didn't have a coach when I started, but I had to expose myself. We'll watch YouTube videos, sleep on this thing, find people that do what you do at a different level. They have gone ahead of you, and then begin to listen to them, begin to pay attention to them, begin to embrace, be looking at them with corner eye, be learning, become a strategist by fire by force. Learn. Look inside what they are doing. Find a way to see through what they are doing. And that's the exposure that some of us even need to get started. Because you may not know you're even doing the right thing. The wrong thing, I beg your pardon.
You guys, there's nothing we cannot learn. Thank you so much, Emily, for that. In 1 minute, let's see if we can take this question. So someone had sent in this saying that what's the place of feeling aligned or comfortable with the things that they do to get their business to stand out. So this question was in the context of she was saying that people say that to get your brand to stand out, you have to show your face, you have to humanize your brand and all of that. And she sees people doing dancing videos on IG and stuff, right? So her question is, what if I don't feel comfortable doing all of that? Is there an alternative? Do I have to follow what everybody's doing? So I'd love to take on this. Yeah.
Okay, so there are two types of branding. Okay, or there are two types of branding. We have personal branding, and then we have corporate branding or product branding or business branding. All right, so those three are one, and then personal branding is on its own is one. A personal brand is a human being. All right, and I do not think that you can build your personal brand as a human being, without us knowing you as a person. We have to somehow know you. You cannot be putting somebody else to run. Let me give an example. There's somebody on social media. I'm just going to mention her name, Money Africa. Okay, and I noticed recently. Right now she has Money Africa. So right now she has two girls who are kind of like always educating people, But because I'm a brand strategist, I've been able to see the strategy behind what she's doing. Okay, now when she was the one teaching because she was the personal brand. She was the one educating us. But because Money Africa has now transitioned into a company, into a full-blown business, that's why she can have people who are doing it right now. Okay. So if you're building a personal brand, I mean, why wouldn't you want to show your face? You don't have to come and dance, all right? But we need to be able to see because it's a personal brand. It's a person. Just like if it's a product brand, we will see the product. Okay. We buy the product. We pay money for the product. So if you're a personal brand, we want to buy you. Because of you, we want to buy what you sell. All right. So because that's what personal branding is about. It's about individuals marketing themselves as brands, as products, okay, as products. So we want to be able to pay you because it's you, all right? And you do not have to dance. If you have no business dancing, I don't have any business dancing on Instagram. I don't know how to dance at all, even to save my life. Dancing is what I cannot use. So it means I should not even go and fool myself, because if I dance, I'm going to look like a fool, and I don't want to look like a fool. So, so it means so you have to also know yourself, all right? And don't even try because it's a trend or something. You have to now jump into it and go and start dancing. You don't have to dance. All right. There are other ways that you can actually do this. You can educate us. You can inspire us. You can be walking your dog. You can put it out there. You can have a baby and you can put it out there. But we have to somehow see your face. We have to see the brand or the person behind this personal brand. Okay. Now, if you are a company brand or a product brand, you don't have to show your face either. You show your product. It's about your company. It's about your product. You are never going to see Tara putting on Tara International now, you're not going to see them putting Tara and her husband or Tara and her daughter. There's a place for that. Tara can put all of that on her Tara personal brand page because it's a personal brand. It's about her person and her personality, about her life as a human being. Okay, but in the company, it's the company brand. It's about the makeup. It's about the lipstick and all of that. So one of the things that we also have to understand is you have to find your visibility strength or your visibility strategy. There are 3 ways to communicate on social media. There's text, there's video, there's audio. Find which one works best for you. For me, it's videos. Give me videos, just put me in front of a video. Like Kiev said, she's not gonna edit this session. And I'm like, yeah, God is not gonna give me what I cannot handle. She's lucky that I enjoy doing this. If not, she would have found a way to edit it by fire, by force. So you have to, I have found out that I'm very, very comfortable when it comes to videos. Just tap me. I mean, I will just show, I can record 30 videos in a day for reels. 30, even with a baby on my back, I could do that. I can be very creative because I enjoy it. I love it. And it didn't happen overnight. It took me a while. I used to be very, very shy. I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. Some people don't believe anymore because I have transformed. By doing this thing every single day and showing up. Now it's like we were born to do it. I was not born to do it. I grew up very, very shy and timid, not just shy, but timid, but for anybody who's listening, there are 3 ways to communicate on social media. There are 3 communication style formats. There's video, there's audio, there's text, okay? Some of you are very good with telling stories. There's a lady on Instagram, Veronica's daughter. She types here. She can type and fill the entire Instagram caption, the limit of that caption she will put, and you will read from beginning of the letter to the end. And if she tells you that she's continuing in the comments, you will follow her to the comments and you will read, because she's a storyteller. She's good with typing. She's good with text. I am not so good with that. I'm very good when it comes to people listening. So either I'm using audio or I'm using video. So find your own strength format. Find your own strength. Find what you're good at, your own communication style, and then use it. If dancing is something that you're good at, please, by all means, go and dance and win people over. If dancing is not, it's talking, speaking, video, audio, use it and win people over. Whatever it is that is going to work for you, then please do it. But if you're a personal brand, please, by all means, try to show your face. Even if you're not using videos, show your face somehow. Show your face walking a dog. Show your face drinking coffee. Show your face somehow. Show your face, just show your face so that we can put the face. When we see you at the airport, it's called branding, and it's important. Because of you, people are going to buy what you sell. Because of your face, because of Emily Speaks Live, people are going to buy. They see me at the airport. Oh, if I write a book tomorrow and I put my face on the book, they can recognize my face even before they see the name or title of the book. So it's your personal brand, all right? So your face is important, and then your name. That's why if you're working with me, we find a way to use your name to create your personal brand. When you are ready to build another company or another business, we can create another name for the business. But when it comes to your personal brand, we're going to use your name. We're going to find it, even if your name is 20-syllable word, it's so long, we will find a way to shorten it and make it, but your name has to be somehow in there, because this is your personal brand. There's a place to build a company brand. There's a place to build a personal brand. So when it's time to build a personal brand, let's not build a company brand with your personal brand. Let's build your personal brand. That's your opportunity. It's the chance for you to turn your name into a global brand or into a household name. So why not?
I perfectly love the answer you gave. I think that the challenge is that many times people are not thinking of their companies as an entity that is separate from them.
Yeah.
Right. And the moment we start to think global and we start to think long term, we realize that we need to separate our personal brand from our business brand. And sometimes you can talk about your company with your personal brand. Let people know that, oh, you have this company out there. But I think that was such a very, very detailed answer. Thank you so much, Emily.
Thank you.
All right. We've come to the end of this session. I really appreciate you being here with me today. Let's show Emily some love. Thank you, Emily. Yeah. Have a lovely
Thank you,
day.
Kiev. All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to ZoltCon. See you guys in 2023. Even if Kiev says she's not going to invite me, I'm going to come.
All right, bye.